Valerie met Danny back when he was still a ramen-powered sophomore, who spent half his evenings elbow-deep in busted hard drives at the campus repair shop. It was finals week, rain hammering the windows in frantic Morse code, when she barged through, the glass door, clutching a half-dead laptop like it was a wounded pet. The machine had frozen smack in the middle of her sociology term paper, and stress had her eyes bright and glassy. Danny took one look at her trembling hands, purple nail polish, chipped from too many all-nighters, and felt his own chest squeeze. He powered up the laptop, watched it stall on a blue screen, and without thinking twice, slid his personal MacBook across the counter. "Finish your paper," he said. "Bring it back when you ace that class." She blinked, stunned, then managed a wobbly smile that hit him like caffeine on an empty stomach. That kindness turned into a coffee date at the student union, then midnight pizza runs, then graduation photos taken side by side. Fast forward 7. Married years, they owned a 2-bed condo, a rescue beagle named Nacho, and a fridge covered in save-the-date magnets. From the outside, they looked Pinterest perfect, but inside, the engine knocked. Valerie started rolling her eyes at Danny's dad jokes, cataloging the smallest flaws. Socks on the floor, the way he cleared his throat before speaking. His obsession with retro video games. Date nights felt recycled, and their once playful bedroom life slid into a calendar obligation. They both hit that slump where you still love each other in theory, but the spark has to squint to see itself. One Friday in late spring, Valerie hit happy hour with her girlfriends. 3 margaritas deep, hair smelling like coconut lime hairspray, and stumbled home feeling 30% bold and 70% reckless. She dropped her purse, kicked off her heels, and perched on the arm of the couch while Danny scrolled movie trailers. "Babe," she said, voice syrupy, "what if we added a little variety?" Danny raised an eyebrow, genuinely intrigued. She circled the subject like a cat around new furniture before blurting it out. She wanted to invite a third person into their bed. Just once, maybe twice, see what happened. She even flashed the dating app on her phone, where she'd been window shopping strangers. The words hit Danny like cold pool water. To him, marriage was a rope bridge. 2 people, 6 billion below. Let someone else step on and the whole thing sways. He told her flat no. Maybe, harsher than he meant, and stormed off to the spare room where the beagle trailed after him, confused. He ghosted her all Saturday. No texts, no eye contact over breakfast. She finally found him assembling an IKEA shelf and apologized, soft and shaky. He muttered an apology back, just to keep from yelling, but the idea festered in his head. By Sunday, night. He lay awake staring at the dark ceiling, wondering, would she do it anyway? Would she sneak around me like a teenager borrowing Dad's car? Curiosity metastasized into a plan. Danny grabbed 2 weeks of unpaid leave, told Valerie corporate needed him in Denver, packed a decoy suitcase, and Ubered not to the airport, but to a grim studio apartment across town. He roped in Pete, and old dorm mate with a fresh tattoo where a girlfriend's name used to be. Pete knew betrayal in 4K detail and agreed to play undercover wingman. They built a fake profile using Pete's smirking selfie. 30, single, open-minded, loves helping married. Couples explore. While Danny typed the bio, his knuckles went white on the keys. Posing as Tyler, he slid into Valerie's DMS. She answered within an hour. Reading her flirty messages felt like watching his own car drive away with someone else at the wheel. She complained her husband was close-minded, said she had needs. Danny tasted metal on his tongue. Yet part of him prayed she'd pump the brakes, that the fantasy would stay pixels on a screen. But when Tyler suggested coffee, Valerie shot back, "Skip. Coffee. When and where?" Date arranged. Pete would chauffeur her to the secret apartment, text Danny the green light, and keep things PG until the reveal. Danny spent the morning wiping fingerprints off every surface, hiding his sneakers, staging the room, so nothing screamed your husband has been living here. When the knock finally came, he ducked behind the bedroom door, lungs burning. Valerie giggled in the hallway. That giggle Danny hadn't heard in months. Pete offered wine options loud enough for Danny to hear. Then he guided her, blindfolded, into the bedroom. "Take it off," Pete said, voice even. Valerie slipped the mask upward. First, she saw the thrift store lamp, then the unmade bed. Then Danny, arms folded, eyes like winter asphalt. Her breath caught. "Danny, what?" she managed, lips trembling. "I was about to ask you," he replied, bitterness curdling each syllable. Shock cracked into anger. "This is your fault," she said, volume climbing. "If you'd just listened, if you'd been open, we wouldn't be here." Her cheeks blazed, half shame, half rage. Tears threatened, but she dug her nails into her palms to stop them. Danny's jaw flexed. He tossed Pete an envelope of cash, never breaking eye contact with Valerie. Then he spoke, low and final. "I'll box your stuff. It'll be at your parents'. By tomorrow. Don't come back." She begged him not to tell them why. Voice wobbling hard now. He didn't answer. The question answered itself. Next evening, he parked outside his in-laws' Craftsman with 2 suitcases. And the truth. Valerie's mom clutched her cardigan like a life vest. Her dad stared at the driveway gravel, refusing to look up. Valerie moved, back into her childhood bedroom. Taylor Swift posters still taped to the closet door. And every creak of the floorboards felt like judgment. Her mother spoke in clipped syllables about chores and rent. Her father mostly stayed silent. At night, Valerie scrolled old photos. Danny grinning next to the Grand Canyon rim. Danny wearing a Santa hat feeding Nacho. She rehearsed speeches she'd never deliver. Meanwhile, Danny accepted a transfer to Portland, shaved the beard Valerie used to braid fingers through, and quit. Social media. He rented an attic room with slanted ceilings and filled it with thrift store furniture that didn't share memories. He missed Nacho's sloppy kisses, but left the beagle with Valerie. He couldn't risk the dog linking him to old habits. Friends asked if he was okay. He quoted work deadlines and changed the subject. Valerie hunted him through mutual contacts. They shrugged or said they'd lost the number. She tried writing letters she never mailed. More than once, she hovered over the dating app, thumb ready to reinstall, then threw the phone across the bed. Freedom tasted like ash without the man she'd misjudged. Years later, whenever someone at a bar wonders how marriages implode, Danny keeps quiet. Valerie has a different silence, one that lingers when girlfriends chatter about cute coworkers. Both of them learned the same brutal math. Desire minus trust equals 0. And if either ever doubts the lesson, all they have to do is remember the night a blindfold came off and a breakable thing shattered that no amount of spicing it up could glue back together.